The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts, guests, and producers. They do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to our program and isang makakalikasang gabi sa inyong lahat kasi our guest for today is one of the candidates of Miss Earth Philippines 2021 and we are so excited to get to know more about our guest and syempre this time ang ating kaganap na si John ay nasa biyahe. Hi, John.
Yes, syempre on the go.
On the go.
Diba? Parating on the go. And syempre the show must go on wherever I go. So, I'm very excited again, Bench, kasi isang napakagandang dilag ang ating guest. And she's representing her hometown, Isabela. Natutuwa ako kasi pageant season na naman. So we just finished Binibining Pilipinas. Now we're coming up with Miss Earth, soon Miss World, and Miss Universe Philippines. So excited tayo kasi tiyak na itong isang kandidata natin ay feeling ko she's very beautiful and I think she will make it to one of the top. If not, she might win, diba? So, umpisahan na natin.
Yes.
I am Zeneth Kahn, Miss Philippines Earth, Cordon Isabela. We offer rich agri-tourism and eco-tourism sites to behold. From verdant mountains, lush fields, and the spectacular bodies of water, just name it, we have it. Our town is a melting pot of culture and we offer various local delicacies. We are also the home of the vibrant Manalan Festival. Welcome to the agri-tourism hub of Cagayan Valley, Cordon Isabela! We collect food waste and use them to feed hogs. We also convert agricultural waste into organic fertilizers that we use to sustain what we planted in our recycled pots to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. To beautify our surrounding, we turn plastic bottles into flowers, promoting the use of bicycle instead of fossil fuel-generated vehicles, lessening the impact of food shortage by encouraging the community in building urban gardens. Encouraging the use of eco bags and reusing single-use plastic to fully realize our Zero Plastic campaign. Engaging the youth in environmental protection by disseminating seeds and fertilizer, as well as teaching them how to rehabilitate the earth in their own capacity. I aspire to be the voice of the earth and educate mankind to work with nature rather than against it. I joined Miss Philippines Earth where I aim to be a catalyst of change and curb global warming by 2030. My vision is for the Earth and everything that thrives within our planet. I am Zeneth Kahn, and I am Woman of the Earth.
Welcome on Ganap TV, Miss Joy Bueno from Isabela.
Hello to everyone who's watching Ganap TV. Isang makalikasang araw sa ating lahat. I am Zeneth Joy Kahn and I come from the Agri-Tourism Hub of Cagayan Valley, Cordon Isabela.
Ayan, so welcome on the show.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sir Ben, Sir John, for having me.
We're honored.
We are honored to have you here. And I understand that before we start, we wanted to know more about you. Like, can you tell us a little bit information about you?
Okay, a little bit fun fact about me. I am actually new to pageantry. I think this is just my second or third pageant, if I'm not mistaken. And I am a management accountant by profession. I also grew up in the province. So, from a very young age, I have learned the value and the importance of environmental education.
Wow, so this is your third pageant. So, ano yung first and second pageant mo? Is it low? Is it just in your province,
Yes, well,
local
it's just
pageantry?
a local pageant. It was just from my university. Yung first one was for the search for the ambassador of reconciliation in University of La Salette. And then the second one is actually just a day after that very pageant, yung Miss Prisaan namin for regionals.
So, nanalo ka naman dito.
Yes po, luckily naman po.
So, all the pageant na sinalihan
Sinalihan.
mo, nanalo ka.
Yung first one po, like in my university, that's where I won a crown. I got the title. And
Wow.
then the second one, sa my Miss Prisa, I got a runner-up title naman po.
Oh, at least,
Wow.
diba? So,
Oo.
sabi ko na nga ba, magkakaroon din yun ng title sa Miss Earth.
Correct. Oo.
We're done.
Parang ano, Senate,
Gagawin natin yan.
hindi ka ba na like nag-hesitate or parang nagkaroon ng hesitation nga na mag-join sa, kasi considering the fact that Miss Earth is one of the big four pageants and considering na isa sa pinakamalaking pageants dito sa atin, sa Philippines.
Yes, sir. Actually, I had hesitations as well. I have been thinking about joining Miss Earth for about 2, 3 years now. I was actually inspired by Miss Karen Ibasco to join. Kasi she faced a lot of criticisms back then, di ba, when she joined. But then she had a victory, di ba? She won the crown, and she's very intelligent. And I want, of course, to promote my town of Cordon Isabela as well to the whole Philippines. Kasi usually people from the other points of the Philippines, ang iniisip lang nila when they see Cordon, okay, this is the entry point of Isabela, and then that's it. But we have a lot to offer, and I am here to show the world how beautiful my town is.
Ayun,
And
so
why Miss Earth? Why Miss
oo.
Earth? Bakit Miss Earth but hindi Miss Philippines Universe or
Binibining
Binibining
Pilipinas.
Pilipinas?
Yes. I am very close to nature, growing up in the province and coming from an agricultural town myself. I have seen kung gaano po kabilis na nag-iba yung climate. And of course, yung place din namin due to urbanization. Because before, ang dami pong puno around us and then there's not much establishment. Pero ngayon po, we are facing urbanization and we are all, I mean, I'm not saying that urbanization is bad, it's good, but I want to promote convivial conservation po sana to the whole citizenry. When we say convivial conservation, as humans, urbanization, and nature should be collaborating with each other.
Ayun. So, alam mo dyan, that's very important siguro na like yung sasalihan mong pageant, parang nandun talaga, parang sobrang close sa'yo. I mean, malapit sa'yo yung organization, just like yung advocacy ng pageant organization, which is really good for you, Zeneth.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
true. At she can speak so well. That's so important. And then aside from, applying her advocacy, napaka-importante rin yan, that she can communicate well. So because she can able to connect everyone together to help able to establish and promote her advocacy kasi importante yan 'di ba yung to communicate well with with the people, especially concerning with the environment.
Ayun, parang napansin ko nga dyan, di ba? Parang nowadays, parang yung mga pageants, they are looking for a good speaker because you will represent, kasi pag once you win in the pageant, you will represent the organization, you will be like guest speaker in some of the events or activities. So that's really important.
Yes. So what else? Are you aware of what happened to Isabela? Like I think 3 years or 5 years ago regarding the typhoon. 'Di ba? Ito yung talagang sobrang nasalanta ng
Parang
ng
last year
bagyo.
lang. Parang last year.
Yes po, I think
Tama
it
ba?
was last year or two
Last
years
year
ago.
and the
Yeah,
other
last
year,
year.
'di ba?
Yes
I think
po.
so. Why is it so na masyadong ang Isabela sa typhoon tapos nag-flash
So
flood pa?
floods.
So
Oo.
I think that would be a good way how we're gonna
Im-
restore um
Restore.
the your province back to its
Yes,
form, 'di ba? Kasi ang daming nasalanta, maraming
Affected.
naapektuhan.
yes, sir. To be honest, sir, in the past, when I was young, Isabela has never faced such a tragedy because we're surrounded by the Sierra Madre Mountains. So every
Yes.
time there's a typhoon, may sumasangga, but due to illegal logging and all that,
Yeah.
wala na pong nag-absorb. And then aside from that, one of the biggest issues that we are trying to fix right now is yung improper na drainage, which
Mhm.
causes floods, especially during typhoon.
Mhm. So what can you do about this so that to stop all these things? So syempre alam naman natin mahirap kontrolin ng mga illegal.
Yes
illegal
Correct.
log.
po.
Oo. Kasi 'di ba parang
Baka
nasa
magandahan sila sa iyo.
Yes. So right now po, what we are doing since it's we are in the middle of the pandemic and we cannot really go to the mountains in group, what we are doing right now is that we are teaching our children the importance of having trees and other plants around, and then we are also conducting tree planting activities. But not just that, we see to it that these trees that we are planting restores the flora and fauna of the environment. Because one of the biggest mistakes that we are doing when we do tree planting is that we don't check if yung puno na itatanim natin is really native to that area, or kasi if we choose the wrong tree or the wrong plant to establish in a certain mountain in a certain area, it could ruin a habitat or an ecosystem where different species thrive in. So that's one of the
oo.
things that we are doing right now.
Ang
Yes,
galing.
I agree with that, John and Sennett, because I heard about like before when we were in high school, parang they required us to plant trees like 2 trees yata yun. Parang ang
Yeah.
tinanim namin is yung the plant
Ipil
na
ipil. Ipil ipil.
hindi yung
Yes po.
millenia ba yon? I mean yung
Amelinan.
oh yun. And then the other one yung parang ano lang yung parang sobrang taas lang niya. So, which is, ano pala dyan, nakaka-affect siya kasi ang nangyayari sa puno na yung kinakain lang niya yung nutrients ng soil
Lupa.
with
Ng lupa.
yeah, without parang hindi masyadong magbe-benefit yung yung ibang trees.
Yes.
So, it really affects the environment. Kasi
So alam mo
parang
naman kung anong mga trees to na kailangan itanim.
Yes naman po. And very important here in Isabela because one of the native trees that we have here is yung bamboo plant. So that's what we are
bamboo.
restoring right now, especially po sa aming riverbank, so that we could avoid soil erosion as
Erosion.
well.
Okay. At saka I've been to Isabela I think twice already. Napaka-dry talaga nung province. So what can you make that make your province more greens, more lively, and so that people can draw people to go to your places?
Given that Isabela is actually an agricultural town, we are branded as the rice granary of the north. I think it is already in our weather na talagang we have a dry
Mainit
climate.
talaga.
Yes, but we actually have a lot of tourist spots to offer. We have a lot of islands that are quite undiscovered. We actually have a heart island.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think it's in Makunakon, if I'm not mistaken. It's called the
Mhm.
Honeymoon Island. We have a lot of coastal towns as well and beaches that are quite undiscovered. That's actually where I shot my long gown video. It's in one of the virgin beaches here in Isabela. It's located at Dinapige. And well, if I could just do something to draw the attention of our fellow Filipinos and other foreign tourists to come to Isabela, I would be using these tourist destinations and we will be making a campaign, to draw attention. Kasi we have a lot of undiscovered places that have a very big potential for ecotourism. And I believe that being able to join Miss Earth, I have the platform to actually introduce it to the world, and I will be using it.
Yeah,
Wow.
galing talaga.
Ang
Ang galing
galing. Ang
sumagot.
galing sumagot.
Hindi ako makalusot.
Oo. And I think talaga dyan, this Miss Earth, joining Miss Earth is one of the best decisions you've ever made, especially you are very concerned with your environment.
Environment.
Yeah, especially in Isabela. And alam mo naman ngayon, ang daming nare-reach ng pageant. So, malay mo yung mga politicians dyan or ano, ma-caught yung attention to help ma-restore ang Isabela, di ba?
Yeah.
Yes po.
Excited ako makita yung
Yes.
kanyang long gown video shoot.
Ayan
Na
sa
lang
mga
pala yun.
kaganap. So, dyan dahil winish mo, we're showing the video of the evening gown of Miss Isabela, and then as well as the echo video.
In the golden sunlight, she was born to love. Kiss our tears away, vanish all our fears, fill the world with joy. She's the woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering.
Yeah.
And who did your national costume?
My national costume was made by a local designer po from our province as well. It's
Hindi-
created by Mark Baliao.
So it's CDC. Sino yung gumawa ng sa Cameroon?
Sa Cameron.
I
It's
forgot his
Kennedy.
name.
Kennedy Gasper, sir.
Yan si Kennedy. Oo.
Yeah, si Kennedy. Oo.
Kennedy.
So hindi siya ang gumawa.
Yes po. Unfortunately, he has another booking for an international competition.
Oh,
ayun po.
grabe na. Very.
Yeah.
Pero nakita ko mayroon kang parang one of your photos sa social media. Parang I love the local fabric yata yun, and then with the accessories. So,
Yes po.
so parang mga local designers talaga mo, no? Sinusupport ka naman.
Yes po. Aside from promoting yung agri-tourism and ecotourism potential of my town, I see to it that I also promote the local designers that we have here because they have a lot of potential and they have a lot to show in a national platform.
Wow, that's very nice. Oh.
Yeah.
Oo. So yun naman
Very
talaga, support
Love local.
Love,
Yes,
love local,
love
support
local.
local. Oo. So, Senate,
Mag-Q&A na tayo.
yun nga, di ba? So itatanong ko sa Senate, during the pandemic, what is the relevance of the impact of the pandemic sa ating environment?
If we really look into it, the pandemic has actually helped rehabilitate the earth. It gave the earth some time to breathe, especially if you could see the skyline in the metropolitan areas, especially in sa NCR na nga lang. Nakikita na yung mga mountain ranges that aren't usually seen in the past during the lockdown. So we can see that the air quality also improved, and aside from that, the air pollution has actually diminished, I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 10 to 20% in the whole Philippines. So the pandemic, although it might have imposed some health restrictions to us humans, it gave the time for Mother Earth to recuperate.
Yes, it's like there's a good impact sa environment natin, di ba? I would agree on that naman. And then aside from that, parang parang nagkaroon ng awareness yung mga tao, especially parang during the pandemic na natuto yung mga tao magtanim, like urban planting, di ba? Urban gardening, yung mga plantito-plantita. So parang
Plantitos,
yeah, so that's the
Katulad ni
positive
Ben,
side.
plantito.
Yeah, like me, di ba? So parang yun ang naging magandang naging ano the good side na nangyari during the pandemic.
Alternative way for you to get rid of the stress, diba?
Exactly.
Yes po.
Yeah. So gusto ko itanong yung when yung tinanong ni Boy Abunda, paano
Oh my
kanya yan
God.
sasagutin yun?
Oo. Ikaw, sige nga. Oo.
Sige nga, tanong mo nga yan, Bench. Tanong mo yun.
When it's okay, parang sinabi nga nila na parang sobrang parang it's a very hard question kasi just like the question is when is it okay not to be okay and when it is not okay to be not okay. That's from
Yan
Mr.
na.
Boy Abunda.
That's a very critical question. I believe that each of us go through problems in our own pace, and when we feel like giving up, that's when it's not okay to be okay. We should push ourselves to keep our best foot forward and do everything we can to help fight these battles, because we all know that it is just all in our minds and it is something that we can get through. And there are also times when it's okay not to be okay. We're just humans. We cannot act like robots and be happy all the time. There are times when we are sad and all that, especially when we lose someone we love or when something bad happens. It's okay to treasure that pain and hold it in for a while. But what's not okay is to keep it in for so long, because that is going to destroy us.
Oh my
Correct.
God. I love your answer.
Perfect.
Sabi nga nila dyan, kasi it's really
Tama
hard to
naman
answer.
yun. Kaya tama yun kasi, di ba, parang sinasabi na you have to learn to move on.
Yes.
Ang lahat ng sitwasyon, daraan yan. Wag mong tagalan kasi
Wag
kapag
mong
tinagalan mo
tambayan.
dyan,
Padaanin mo lang.
Yes, daanan mo lang.
Oo, wag mong tambayan. Oo.
Correct.
And sabi nga nila dyan, parang isa sa mga pinakamahirap na question kasi just like you're given like 30 seconds to answer that question. So, parang it's like 2 questions for 30 seconds. Diba?
Yeah. And she answered it
Nabigla nga
right.
din po ako sa
Yeah,
question
I
eh.
believe so. Yeah, she answered it right.
Thank you, Sir
Grabe, no?
Ben.
Oo.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you,
time.
Ben.
Buti hindi ako
Oo.
naghahang. Naghahang ba ako?
Hindi naman
Hindi
dyan.
po,
Okay
sir.
lang. Okay lang. Oo. Diba, parang,
Wait.
bakit ang galing mong sumagot? Talagang, talagang ganun ka ever since na,
Tanong talaga yon.
diba,
Ba't ang
yan
galing
ang
mo
tanong ko, ba't ang
sumagot?
galing mong sumagot? Diba, parang, you're so very articulate, and in a short span of time, diba, na-answer niya kaagad ating mga question.
And this is what we need now.
Yes.
Unlike before, yung mga beauty queens, beauty lang ang kailangan. Sabi nila, ang mga beauty queen, kaya beauty queen niya kasi mga bobo. But now, it's no longer. We need beauty queens with brains.
Yes,
Diba?
beauty and brains. Parang there's no hang moment sa kanya, no, Jan?
Yeah.
No, napansin ko.
Lahat may
To be
sagot
honest, sir,
Diba?
I wasn't this articulate in the past.
Mhm.
Given that I am quite different from my peers, when I was studying, I actually experienced bullying and I wasn't able to stand up for myself and
Mhm.
even for my friends that experienced this unfortunate event. But what I learned is that I have to use my voice, of course, because it's not just me that's suffering, it's also my friends that are being affected. So I built up my confidence and I've really practiced in front of the mirror para pa akong baliw pag uwi ko galing school. Like I always talk to myself and tell myself na it's okay. They're also facing problems siguro kaya they're taking it out on you, but you gotta triumph through it all for your family, for your friends, and for yourself. That's what I always tell myself. And then I've slowly built up my confidence. And then when I had the chance to join a debate team in my school, I took on the plunge.
Mhm.
And that I believe that's how my communication skill was honed.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, so how do you prepare the national pageant? Like ngayon, parang paano mo pinaghahandaan?
Yes, but to be honest, having joined a national pageant, I didn't really think it would be this stressful. There are times na I really cry myself at night kasi ang daming deadlines. But I see to it that I meditate. It's the most important part. I see to it that everything has to be mind over matter. And I take things slowly, like one step at a time, especially it's my first national pageant. And then aside from that, of course, I make sure that I eat healthy, I take the vitamins that I need, and then I make sure I sleep well, no matter how busy and stressful the hustle bustle is. I always make sure I get enough sleep. And aside from that, I always take time to walk around because in here we have a lot of spaces where we can see a lot of green sceneries. I make sure to do that because it helps unwind and take the stress away.
Wow.
Galing
Talaga,
talaga.
speechless talaga sa
Oo.
kanya dyan, eh, no? Parang
At saka,
ano ka na lang. Oo.
saka may maganda yung tips niya. And also for our emerging pageant din na gustong sumali, maganda talaga yung tips na binibigay niya. Diba?
Oo. Just like
Sir
yung
John.
parang secret na yung, parang that's the secret on how to face the reality on how to join the pageants. 'Di ba kasi sobrang stressful naman talaga, 'di ba? Kasi ang dami yung activities, just like yung mga deadlines.
If
Aside from
your
that,
government,
oo.
tanong lang ako, yung local government nyo ba, sinusuportahan ka sa iyong journey?
Yes po, luckily naman po the local government of Cordon as well as the local government of Isabela is very supportive in my journey. I'm very lucky naman po. And then aside from that, we also have private sponsors that I am very thankful for because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to join Miss Earth because it's financially taxing. And I'm glad I have them behind my back.
That's good.
Wow.
Galing. Oo, so batiin natin yung mga nag-sponsor sa'yo.
Oo,
Magpasalamat
diba? Pasalamat ka. Kasi alam mo ba, Sen, may nabalitaan kami na parang yung isa sa mga beauty queens nanghingi ng help sa kanyang mga like sa politicians sa kanyang province. Alam mo magkano binigay? 20 pesos. O, di ba?
20 pesos. Oh no.
Di ba?
Masyak si ano.
So, di ba parang tapos, oh my God. Kaya, di ba, so,
Pangalanan kaya natin.
ay, wag na.
Magiging controversial.
Oo. Kasi alam mo, dapat lang nating support yung mga ganito yung mga candidates natin kasi i-represent nila yung province natin, yung city natin, and hindi lang naman pangalan mo dala mo eh. You are representing your town, your province, kaya
Grabe. You're local.
Oo, yung local. So dapat lang talagang i-support. Lalo kung ganito kaganda and kaganto katalino, di ba?
Thank you,
Tama.
Sir Bench.
Tama.
Oo. Hindi ako makamove on sa 20 pesos, di ba?
Nagulat na din po ako, sir.
Grabe.
Si ano nga, si Zen natulala eh. Ha? Hindi na ako sasali noon. Yun lang ang support sa akin. Ay, hindi. Pag ako nanalo, babalik ko ng 40 pesos. May sukli ka pa. Ayan.
Mag-interest po na, Sir
Oo,
Dan.
may interest. Oo. Diba? Nakakaya naman sa kanya kasi, diba?
So, yan.
Oo. So anyways, Sen, thank you so much for, because we rescheduled this interview, but
Yes.
ayun, game na game ka pa rin. And ayun, ano na lang ang message mo sa ating mga viewers, especially to those aspiring beauty queens?
Hello to our viewers. So my last word, especially to our beauty queen aspirants, is never forget to believe in yourself, no matter how many people tell you that you can't. Always be that voice inside you to tell you that no matter how many people tell you can't, or even if you're having self-doubts, tell yourself that you can do it, especially if you have a purpose. And remember that you always have something that you can show the world, and you should hold on to that.
Very well said talaga. Grabe.
And I.
And thank you.
Sir Bench and Sir John for having me. It's really an honor.
Ay, grabe. Sobrang rin kami. Honored kami. And privileged to have you
Thank you so
here.
much.
Thank you
you
so
po.
much. So, ayan.
Good luck in advance to your journey.
Mm-mm.
And we're praying for you.
Yes.
I hope I
Support
get
ka namin.
one of the crowns.